Hey everyone, Doug and PA back with another video. This is covering some of the further developments in Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, leaving Jackson State University in Mississippi for the University of Colorado in Boulder, Colorado. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, we support Coach Prime over here in this corner of YouTube. Coach Prime went to Jackson State University for 3 years, brought him back-to-back championships, $185 million in revenue, a new practice field, new uniforms, notoriety. Mission accomplished as far as I'm concerned. He doesn't owe HBCUs and Jackson State University any more than he already gave. He's going to be the head coach at University of Colorado, and it's the next logical step for his career. And also, he's going to be a black male coach at a major university at the highest level, and if he wins, we all win. So that's my position. We're going to move forward. This article is called "Former Colorado Recruits Slam Deion Sanders and Rick George." Deion Sanders is actually bringing some of the players that he had with Jackson State University along with him to University of Colorado, and about 13 recruits that were recruited for the class of 2023 are going to have their scholarships honored. And that's what this article is about. This article is on the comeback, and it's written by Sean Keeley. Now, Sean Keeley is another one of those where he's not down with Coach Prime moving from JSU to University of Colorado, and you'll be able to see it in this article with the subtle jabs. Let's get into it. The article says, when Deion Sanders took the Colorado head coaching job, there was a lot of talk about him and the school. Many felt that Deion had broken his promise to JSU and HBCUs. See, there you go. Others saw it as the latest in a long line of selfish moves. There you go again. And while many of his former players understood the situation, it appears that some of his incoming players took him up on his offer to play elsewhere. So the coaching staff reached out to some of the incoming players for 2023 and said, yeah, you should probably pick somewhere else. You're not coming here. The article continues. Sanders credited athletic director Rick George as a person who is responsible for his leaving Jackson State for Boulder, applauding George's honesty, his heart, and passion for this university. He's about winning. And that's what it boils down to. They offered Coach Prime a $29.5 million contract. They're giving him a $5 million war chest to hire all the coaches he needs and to put all the pieces in place to be able to produce results. And that's what this is about. You hire the right coaching staff and you have the right players, because Coach Prime understands the level of expectation being placed upon him. And also, he's going to be a black male coach, so he's already going to have the microscope. He's already going to be under the microscope, so I don't blame him. He's putting all the pieces together to be able to succeed at the highest level. The article continues. According to some of the recruits whose scholarships offers were not retained when Sanders took over as head coach, it appears that their impression of George, the athletic director, is a bit different. The Athletic spoke with the 13 recruits whose scholarships offers were not honored by Sanders, and they tell pretty frank stories about how fast things can change. They talk about how some of the players were, well, all the players were under the impression that their scholarships were going to be honored no matter who was coach. This guy, Carson Motz, said that, and a couple of the other guys. They even sent some of the other coaches down to different areas of the country where these 13 players lived and had them reassure them that they had nothing to worry about, but they had their scholarships rescinded anyway. The article ends, the business of college football remains as murky as ever. Perhaps Sanders will find great success at Colorado with his guys, but there's always a trade-off where someone else gets screwed. Once again, Coach Prime is going to have to produce, and he's going to have to perform. He had a winning formula at JSU, and he wants to take that formula to University of Colorado. He's hiring his own coaches. He's taking his players, and I'm all for it. Once again, these poor players, these 13, they get caught in the crossfire. They have their scholarships rescinded. You got to break a few eggs, and I'm not heartless. I have to say, I hope that these guys will end up at a different school. I know the article says that it's pretty late in the recruitment process. Hopefully they can land on their feet, but I hope Coach Prime succeeds, and I'm going to be covering this whole thing. Tell me what you think in the comments. How do you feel about these 13 players getting their scholarships rescinded? Do you think Rich George, the athletic director, was being heartless? Do you see this as a necessary sacrifice for Coach Prime to have the pieces together that are needed to be able to succeed at University of Colorado? Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.